Welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squalia, and I am talking with the founders of Inform Fitchburg. I have Luisa Fernandez and Caroline Collins. You are the president and the vice president of Inform Fitchburg, right?
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So Inform Fitchburg was kind of created as it came out from the Fitchburg Art Stewards, is that correct?
Yeah, well, it started, I believe there was a lady named Stacy Fenton who was part of the Public Education Stewards, and I joined the Public Education Stewards, I think it was like right before COVID. It was like, I think 2019, winter 2019, and you know, we'd meet every week and we'd talk about ways that we could build a bridge between the parents and the schools. And then at the end of it, we all got together and said, how are we going to take this energy and move it forward? And so that was when I met up with Luisa, who was part of the steward program before that, and we sort of made a joint effort to try and keep things going, starting a Facebook group, trying to get together and organize events and things that would help the community. And then COVID hit, and we were like, all right, more obstacles, we gotta keep this moving. So we started doing weekly Zoom calls and just chatting about ideas we had, and we were really concerned about how the kids were gonna do with school remotely, and how the kids would get the sort of the materials they would need, how they could keep that energy going that they would normally get at school for learning. And so we just made a lot of efforts to try and do distribution events and things like that to just kind of help the community in that real time of need.
Yeah, I loved Stacy Fenton. She was fantastic.
She was fantastic.
Yeah, I miss her.
She's actually one of my mentors because she was pushing me all the time, like, Luisa, we need to continue this. Luisa, let's work together on this. So yeah, she's missed. But she's here, you know, like she's definitely, yeah, her energy is an informed feature. And actually, we are kind of, you know, working extra hours just because of her, because we think about her. Yeah, let's do it. Let's continue this.
She used to call me every couple of days. So what are you doing? Like, let's do this, let's do that. And I would always be like, well, I'm kind of busy right now. And she's like, everybody's busy. Let's just get it done.
The busy people are the ones who get the things done, I have learned.
I agree.
Yeah. So the Public Education Stewards was kind of the catalyst for Inform Fitchburg. You know, just to back up from the Stewards program, you know, I have seen just so much excitement and energy and just things happening, people starting things and getting involved in the community. So much thanks to the Stewards program from the New View communities.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, more than I have seen, you know, I've seen more in the past, 4 years from the Stewards than I've seen in the past 15 from anything that's been going on in Fitchburg.
Yeah. And you know what, I want to share with you that now, you know, I received Francisco's support all the time, and we were talking about how we can, you know, support another part of the community to get involved in the Stewards program. So we are offering now these trainings in Spanish. We have
the financial literacy stewards
that start today. I was there just for half an hour. We have 30 participants.
Wow.
And it's amazing. Yeah, everybody's so engaged, and this is such an important topic for our Hispanic community. We're gonna try to teach them about how to, you know, work in your financial, you know, records and open, and open, you know, on a bank account if you don't have one. So I know it's going to be very helpful and successful.
Who are some of the people that are teaching the program for the Spanish financial literacy stewards?
So we have people from New View communities that speak Spanish. People from Rolston Bank is coming to, you know, give them information about how to open a bank account and some services that they are offering to our community. So yeah, and everybody speaks Spanish. We were thinking about to get an interpreter, but I think it's easier and it flows better when everybody speaks Spanish, and you feel more, you know, like comfy. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I was taking that class, everyone would need to speak más despacio.
Más despacio, please, Sam. Yes.
Por favor.
Por favor.
So the Stewards program, just to an overview, you can go to newviewcommunities.org or the New View Communities Facebook page and reach out to New View Communities if you're interested in joining a Stewards program, which is all on Zoom. So it's all remote, and it's weekly kind of free educational meetings where you collaborate with other people and learn different skills.
Yes. And you know, and I was telling tonight to the ladies that were participating, like, I appreciate that you are here because after, you know, work all day, taking care of your families, you're here like learning. That's wow, that's amazing. So yeah, and it's very helpful do it from home.
Yep. Yeah. And you kind of teach people how to be busy.
Yeah.
I guess. How to be efficiently busy.
It's the first step.
So the Inform Fitchburg, you know, you were part of the group that helped with Fitchburg Art Museum and the Fitchburg Public Schools to organize the gift baskets or the gift bags and the market basket.
Fitchburg
cards,
Family
right?
First. Yeah.
Yes.
We have do we have a flyer from that program from the Feed Families?
Me.
Yeah, Families First. This was from earlier, you know, kind of during COVID when you know, people were home and you know there was some economic uncertainty, and there must have been what, half a dozen Fitchburg Families First programs.
Yeah, well, we started off I think with six events, and then we did one like once every 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then we decided we got a lot of really positive feedback from it. We started adjusting the events. So we did gift cards instead of food bags. And we started doing them as COVID sort of continued, which we weren't expecting it to do after the spring. We started handing out, so I think it was once a month we continued on. So yeah, we ended up with about, I don't know, a dozen events.
Probably,
yeah.
A dozen.
And we have a very big one during Christmas where we passed toys to the families. That was very special. Yeah. And yeah, for that project, we passed to the community around $70,000.
$70,000. That's amazing.
Yeah, in food and supplies. Yeah.
And this was, you know, sponsored by many different organizations in the city, but also you had financial support through the Health Foundation.
Yes.
Well, it was the Cathedral Fund, right? We did it through the Fitchburg Art Museum, got a very generous grant, and they were told to spend it on the community and making sure that they were taking COVID relief to the people of Fitchburg, the families of Fitchburg.
Well, so. I know people were very, very grateful for all your hard work and collaboration with the Art Museum and the other generous donors. So thank you.
We were freezing sometimes out there waiting for people. Very worth it.
I drove by once and I saw the line.
I know.
Like, wow,
I know.
That must be the Fitchburg Families First.
Yeah.
And at the beginning we were passing like the bags with the food inside already, but then we were talking one night, and you know, not everybody has the same diet. So we noticed a lot of Asian people coming, and they were so nice. And like one of the ladies told me, I don't really eat beans, so you maybe can pass these beans to another person. I was like, oh, of course, like let's pass gift cards so they can get whatever they need.
The food they want.
They want,
Yeah, and I think you told me we had a couple families that they got the food from the SNAP benefits and EBT, which a lot of us parents got over COVID for our kiddos anyway. And they needed money for like detergent and things like that. It is very expensive, and so they were able to, you know, take that gift card and spend it on the things that their family needed. So it wasn't always necessarily food.
It was a helpful supplement for the PEBT or the EBT, expanded EBT benefits.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we had the Fitchburg Families First, and we also have a newsletter that Inform Fitchburg puts out, is that right?
Yes. That's all Dawn. Dawn Prince is the person that actually is running
Dawn Prince.
Yeah, she's the person that is actually like running our Facebook page, she's amazing.
Oh, I see her sharing things all the time.
All the
She's great.
time. She's on top of everything and what is going on. So we are very thankful to have her as a part of Informed Feature. Yeah, the credit for the newsletter and the Facebook page is all for her.
I appreciate her very much because I see a lot of things, but then I'll see Dawn share something and I go, oh, what's that? Oh, okay. And then I'll share it because, you know, she just helps expand my reach.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes there's so much going on in town that it's hard to kind of figure out what you want to do or where you want to go. And the newsletter is really nice because she actually organizes it all, so you can be like, oh, this is what's going on when.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that takes forever.
Yeah,
but she's doing
does.
awesome. Yeah. So thank you, Dawn.
Yes, thank you, Dawn. Okay, so what else is coming? What's the plans for Inform Fitchburg? What are our upcoming plans and what are our large scale future plans?
So, you know, a few months ago, our dear friend Sam Godin passed.
Sam Godin, yeah.
So, and we definitely.
I really loved him too.
He was very close with me and my kids. We love him so much. So we want to honor him in some way. So his dream was to, you know, create a group of where people can learn to speak Spanish. So
Spanish language classes.
Yes,
I would love that, Luisa.
So let's see. Of course, we are gonna need collaboration, probably from future public schools. Let's see how we can, you know. Work in that, but yeah, that's one of Informed Future plans. We have already actually some materials. So and Christine is there always supporting, you know, this project. So I'm pretty sure that is coming.
Who's supporting?
Christine. Christine is the one that closed like hand to hand with Sam and this project. We were like together in Informed Feature, but they were very focused on this language group. So yeah, it's gonna happen. We are gonna work for that. And another thing that we are planning right now is, you know, after what we saw last winter, you know, through Feature Family First was so incredible, but at the same time it was so heartbroken to see all these families in need in our community that we would love to, you know, put together another big event where we can distribute toys for our kids in the community.
Toys for Christmas?
Yes, toys for Christmas. So we're gonna become elves, hopefully, and we're gonna start collecting. So what we basically did that year, like we put clear boxes outside in the schools, so the parents have the opportunity to donate if they can, if they want to, and we, you know, send letters to different stores and organizations. So we received pretty good feedback. So that's our plan for this Christmas.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I know that we have a lot of community members in Fitchburg that are in need, but we have a lot of community members that are very generous.
Yes.
And, you know, they would love to participate and donate to, you know, there's so many people that will donate to Christmas toy causes. It really makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you cannot donate the toy, you can come and help us. You know, you probably have a friend, so you can, you know, pass the word to your friends. So probably we're gonna be, you know, posting information about this
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah, it's
Christmas
almost
before we know
November.
it, yeah. So where can people go to find out more information about what Inform Fitchburg is doing now and what they're doing in the future?
Well, like we said, Dawn is really great with our social media and our newsletter, and she runs our Facebook group. So if there's people that are on Facebook, they can go to the Inform Fitchburg group page. So just search under groups and type in Inform Fitchburg. There's a couple of questions. I think it's like, do you live in Fitchburg? And I think like, are you involved in the community in any way already? So it's pretty easy to just join the group, and then you can see Dawn's many updates and great things going on in town, as well as what's going on with our organization.
All right, great. So we have Christmas.
Yes.
We have Spanish language learning for English speakers.
Yes.
Which I want in. Okay. And what else? What else is Inform Fitchburg planning?
Well, we are always, she works a lot, I work a lot too. So we are willing to collaborate with other organizations and volunteer too. So sometimes getting funding is really hard, and we are not nonprofit yet, so we don't have fundings to sponsor our own events or our own programs, but we are always here to help others, and that's our goal, to support different programs in our community. Right now I'm collaborating a lot with this amazing program that provides beds for kids.
Beds?
Beds, yeah.
Like mattresses?
Yeah, so
Really?
if because I work in the district, one of the questions that I do to the parents is like, is your kid sleeping in the right place? Do you have a bed for your kid? Some of them are sleeping on couches, on the floor, on those inflatable mattresses.
Really?
So yeah, we have a lot of that here. So I called my very good friend Chris, and we set an appointment for the families. It's very fast, the process is like in 2 days. We get to the house with a new bed, with a new mattress, with pillows, with a teddy bear, with everything, sheets, everything. So you see, that's another way that Inform Fitchburg is active, like collaborating with other programs.
I've never heard this.
Yeah,
as a
I can send
name.
you the information. It's amazing. Yesterday I went to Leominster. Yeah, very, very nice. Very, very nice. And they actually, they set days where a lot of volunteers can go there and, build the beds. It's an easy
Oh,
process.
I've seen Mayor Dean Mazzarella promote these bed building days.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, so
that's
it's people
that's what you're talking
standing.
about?
Yeah, it's people standing. It's people they don't paint the beds, but it's people screwing.
Yeah, let's just build it. Yeah, I think it probably comes as a kit. Yeah.
Assembling.
Assembling, yeah.
thank
I'm
you.
part of the assembling and delivering team.
What was the name?
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah.
What a good need. Oh, so you now work for the Fitchburg Public Schools,
Yes.
and so you're able to really kind of connect a lot with the needs of the community with children.
Yes. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. It's always very nice to work with people that you admire. It's always very nice with people that support you. And every single idea, that I put over there on the table, they get excited, they support me. If I'm not in the right path, they go, oh, Luisa, we like this, but maybe we could do it this way. So I'm very happy there, and I feel that we are doing every day better. I feel that after pandemic, I can see more people smiling and feeling better in the school. So yes, I'm in love with what I'm doing.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because I'm a big fan of the Fitchburg Public School system.
Yes, thank you very much. We are working there very, very hard, and it was a tough year. Not just for the families, for us. We were so worried about all our students. Like I was very sad during pandemic, and actually I'm not the kind of person that can stay home. So I went to school to work. It was like a couple of people, Mrs. Eva Kelly, me there, but yeah. And one more time, I see that we are getting better, stronger, every day, so.
I had to work from home and be my child's personal assistant.
Oh, but no, I can't do that.
teacher.
No, I can't work from home.
Oh, now you have this class at this time, so make sure that you log in, and here's your login information, and what do you want for lunch? I felt like her butler. I'm so grateful she's in school.
It's so nice, isn't it? But tell Sam about the resource guide that you did.
Oh, yeah.
Community resource guide?
Yeah, so actually with Sam Godin help, we create this community resource guide where you can find information about our local, like Fitchburg, Leominster resources. So let's say that you are in need of, I don't know, cash assistance. You go, we have like a book that you can.
There's a physical book, but there's also online.
Online, and then online, I think is for like my perspective is easier. Yeah. Because you can click and from the website it's going to take you to the place that you need to go. So let's say yes, you need cash assistance. So you go to the table of contents and you go cash assistance. You click over there, and there are going to be all the organizations that provide cash assistance, the phone number, the address, and the link. So,
and you can easily update an online directory.
Yes, yes. So right now we are in the process of printing another 700 books.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So we have a Spanish version and an English version. So we keep those versions, for the people that do not have access to internet, to the people that is not do not like to navigate or on their phones or computers. So
I like to have both. I like to have my book at my office desk, but usually I'm on my phone.
Yeah, right.
And the Community Resource Guide, that's on the Fitchburg Public Schools website, right?
Yes.
So you go to Fitchburg Public Schools
website.org
and search Community Resource Guide.
Yes.
And
yes.
boom.
Yes. And there is my phone number, there is my email, and I invite all the times to the families to contact me if they need whatever they need. I'm here. Sometimes I even work with people that is not enrolled in the school. I work with people, whoever it calls me.
If you need help, you'll help them.
Yeah,
and that's just how sweet you are.
I have a dark side. So one day I asked the superintendent, what about if I receive a call, from someone that is not from the district? Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And I have my phone all the time with me because, I was there. My husband used to work 4 to 4. I was working in the mornings and the afternoon. So every time when I need to reach someone from the school, I couldn't because nobody was in the building, right? So I tried I have a cell phone, so it's like an open line all the time. So if someone called me at 7, I answer at 7. If someone called me, so I receive calls during night time, 9, 10. And if I have my phone over there, I'm gonna answer.
Very accessible, very nice. Yeah. Okay, in the last couple minutes of time we have together, let's talk about the trick or treat on Main Street. Can we pull up the flyer, please, Jared, for the trick or treat on Main Street? Oh yeah, that's it. There it is. So this is Saturday, October 30th in downtown Fitchburg. We're bringing it back, reviving it from COVID, and it's from noon to 2 p.m. and it's all up and down Main Street. And people go out and you bring your children with costumes and you walk down Main Street and it's packed and it's fun and lively and it's rain or shine.
Yes. And this year is very special because, the Fitchburg Public Schools, they never really participate in this kind of event. So this year, our schools are going to set tables. So you're going to have the opportunity to see some of the people that you see in the school. We're gonna have live music, face painting. It's going to be super fun and tons of candy.
Tons of candy.
I end in eating my kids' candy every year.
I'm going for the Kit Kats myself. That's what I like. All right. Is there anything else that we should add before we end?
Oh, no. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I was nervous, but no, it's very nice to talk to you.
So easy.
And thank you, FATV. This is a great space for our community, to express our ideas and what is going on. So thank you.
FATV is open and accessible to all.
To all, yes.
Our public news media station. Yeah. Well, thank you, Caroline and Luisa, for coming on and chatting with us about Inform Fitchburg, and thank you for everything you do for the community. So we are going to take a short little break where I pre-shot a segment talking about Heritage Flag Park in downtown Fitchburg, all right? And then after that, we're going to be talking about Freemasonry with some of our local Masons, Freemasons.
The Heritage Park fundraiser, Flagraiser, that we're doing right now in the city of Fitchburg. So if you don't know Heritage Park, it's in downtown Fitchburg, right here, at the corner of Main Street and Boulder Drive. It's right near Police Park, right near the Wall Street Bridge. So Heritage Park kind of highlights the cultural diversity in the city of Fitchburg by showcasing the flags from many different countries of the residents that live here. These are all donated flags and donated by the residents, donated by people like me. So this is in collaboration with Operation Service and Central Mass Flag and Gift, or Central Discount Flag Flow and Gift, right in Leominster. And what we do every 2 years, we fundraise, flag raise for donations for flags to fill the flag park. So the goal here is to fill all these beautiful flags in Heritage Park right in downtown Fitchburg with your country's flag. I personally donate the flag of Italy. My father donates the flag of Brazil. We have many people who donate flags from, we have, we often have Egypt, we often have Uruguay, we have Puerto Rico, we have Germany, Poland, Wales. We have all kinds of different flags, Finland, Armenia, whatever flag that you feel represents your national heritage, you're encouraged to donate that. Here's Armenia. So the flags range from $28 to $56, depending on the complexity of the flag, embroidery. Something like Armenia is $28, whereas something like Uruguay or Brazil is something more like $58. And you can donate this at operationservice.net. There is operationservice.net. There is on the website, there's a PayPal link where you can donate. You can put your name, you can put your, in the little note section, the flag that you're donating. Otherwise, you can write a check right to Operation Service and note in the little memo line what flag you're donating for, and you can drop that off at IC Credit Union and ask that it be deposited into the Operation Service account. Operation Service is a 501c3 corporation. All right, if you have any questions, you can write me, text me, or call me, 978-352-0310. We've got my Sales Qualia, Fitchburg City Councilor website there on Facebook, and I have all the flags and the prices all listed there. All right? Thanks very much.
And we're back to discussing Fitchburg Now. And this, by the way, is from the FATV Workers Credit Union Studios. All right? Up now, we are speaking with Freemasons. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for coming on. So I'll have you just introduce yourself, and I don't know if you have any special Freemason titles, but feel free to tell us about that.
Okay, my name's Paul Andrews, and I'm a Freemason.
My name is Jacob McCloud, and I'm a Freemason.
My name is Mark Dupuis, and I am a Freemason.
I'm Greg Seward, and I also am a Freemason.
All right.
Well, this sounds like an AA meeting.
I am a Freemason. Well, nice to meet you, Paul. So Freemasons. Now, I know just enough about Freemasonry to be dangerous. Mm-hmm. It is a fraternal organization, the oldest fraternal organization in the United States, with many famous.
Oh, and beyond.
Oh, and beyond.
Yeah.
Worldwide?
Pretty much. Yeah. It's everywhere, except in places where the politics have banned it.
Politics have banned it?
Oh, like what? Iraq, maybe Syria, places like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Iran. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. And we have one lodge in Fitchburg?
No, two.
We have two lodges.
Right. Well, let me explain. Mm-hmm. A lodge is a number of Masons. It's the people.
Oh.
As opposed to the building, the Masonic Hall. So the Masonic Hall over on Thorndike Street has two lodges of Masons.
So there's the Charles W. Moore Lodge and the Aurora Lodge, and they're both at the Klondike I'm sorry.
Thorndike.
Thorndike.
Yeah, it's on the corner of Thorndike and Klondike.
The Thorndike, is that also called the lodge? What do you call the building?
The Masonic building, yeah.
Masonic building. Oh, okay. So
Or
this
Masonic temple, some people
I
call it.
was
yeah.
wondering what the difference between the Aurora and the Charles.
Right, they just meet on different
W.
nights. So there's two different groups, okay?
Oh, and why are there two different groups?
Well,
That's a good question.
the best reason for that is what's the best day for you to meet up? Sometimes you're not able to meet up the same day as everybody else in your community. So sometimes you want to combine and find a group that are able to meet your standards.
Okay, it's like Fitchburg Rotary. There's Fitchburg
Correct.
Rotary, there's Fitchburg East Rotary, there's Montechusett Club Rotary, and they have a similar purpose, but they meet on different times and they are different groups of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is about networking. You know, unlike churches and organizations like that, Freemasonry isn't a religion, okay? And we can stuff our religion and our politics aside, and we can meet great people that we wouldn't otherwise meet around in society, and get to have a lot of great friends. A lot of great friends.
So Freemasonry is not a religion, but there is a religious component?
Right, right. You know, when you become a Mason, you take an oath on a Bible, and if you have no religious background, if you don't believe in God, what's the meaning of taking an oath on a Bible? It means nothing.
Could you become a Freemason and take the oath on a Quran?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, it's not
you
religious,
need
but-
any religious, I don't know,
You just need to have a belief in
Yes,
a higher power.
what we call a volume of sacred literature.
Yes.
a belief in a higher power.
So don't we also have a Chinese or a Japanese
Yes, we have a
book or something?
Torah, we have a Quran. So yeah, there's you can take the oath on any religious book of your choosing. That
You believe in.
yes, as long as you have that belief.
We can accommodate that, no problem.
Okay, and so we have a slideshow that Paul created here, and you're going to talk about kind of the history and background of Freemasons
In North Central
in
Massachusetts.
North Central
Yes.
Massachusetts,
Okay.
and it starts at this Kendall Tavern
Right,
in Leominster.
So in 1801, a lodge was chartered to Leominster, and it was Aurora Lodge. It's now in Fitchburg. And they used to meet here at Kendall Tavern on the 3rd floor, which is a big hall of a building, of a room. On the whole 3rd floor is one big room. And
like
one,
a hall, because
yeah, a meeting hall, yeah. And some years ago, Aurora Lodge got a special dispensation from Grand Lodge to have a meeting in Leominster at Kendall Tavern with everybody dressed like in colonial style, you know, with the waistcoats and the breeches and the shoes with the buckles and all this. And had a couple of degrees in that room where they had met 100 years before.
A couple of degrees.
Yes. Degree ceremonies, yes.
Degree ceremonies, because there's
initiation
like there's a
ceremonies.
2nd degree and a 3rd degree,
There's
and that's
3
why we say
degrees.
give them the 3rd degree.
Yeah,
That comes
absolutely.
from
Yeah, that
the
comes from that,
Masons.
right. So those pictures there were Kendall Tavern, and that building still exists, looks just the same. It's up on
I
the upper end of
recognized
West
it.
Street, just before the dead end.
Yeah.
Right. So at any rate, in 1840 or so, the B&M Railroad built the tracks out into this area. They went west, and they went right through Fitchburg and put the depot in Fitchburg and so forth. So the people of Aurora Lodge said, hey, let's move to Fitchburg, and then people who want to come and visit us and can come to our meetings can take the train in and out of Fitchburg. So in 1844, they up and moved out of Kendall Tavern, and they moved to somewhere in Fitchburg. And, you know, because we're not members of the Fitchburg Lodge, we don't really understand that history of what buildings they were in, but, you know, usually it's the 3rd floor over a bank. That's very traditional.
3rd floor over a bank, so probably downtown.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be downtown, yeah. And
And who is this person?
this is David Wilder. Now, David Wilder was like the state treasurer or the state secretary, I forget just what, but this was back in the 1800s. And he was also a selectman in the town of Leominster. And at the time that he was involved in this, before he went to state office, all the town meetings and town business of the town of Leominster were being held in taverns where there was booze flowing left and right. And the people who were presenting things before the town to get approved usually bought the drinks, so you kind of understand the way things went. And he says, you know, wait a second, there's a lot of, you know, that we shouldn't be doing this. And he set up a campaign that caused all the meetings to become dry and no booze in the town
These
meetings.
are the political meetings or the town meetings?
Yes,
Should
the
be
town-
dry.
Yes.
Okay.
mhm.
All right. The good
And it
old
worked.
days.
And so there was a lot of progress. And so anyway, he became very well known for this and for his steadfastness and his honesty and so forth. Made it to state office and so forth, and was very well known around Leominster for his ties. When after 15 years after the Aurora Lodge moved out of Leominster, there was a group of Masons who lived in Leominster who wanted to attend meetings, but it was away in Fitchburg, and it's a heck of a haul in the 1800s. Got to get on a stagecoach or something, get on a horse.
It's like a 15-minute drive now, but it's probably like an hour horse ride
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for that reason, a lot of the lodges used to meet on the nights of the full moon, and they
Oh,
were
so you
called
could
moon
go at night.
lodges. Yeah,
Moon lodges.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Right. So at any rate, they petitioned Grand Lodge, and they wanted to be called Mount Hermon Lodge, but the Grand Master says, well, you know, this David Wilder, and he should be honored, and you know, for being steadfast and temperate and so forth and so on. Why don't you name it Wilder Lodge? It would sound well, he said, and that's what it came back as, Wilder Lodge, and this was our first home, the third floor of the old Leominster House, or Balch's Tavern. And I think the next picture will show it from the side. It gives you a little better view of it, where you could see the
Can we see
carriage
the
house.
next picture? Oh, here
There
we go.
you go. You
Can
see
we
there
see
was
this on the big screen?
like stable and carriage house and servants' quarters in the back and so forth, which was nice place. And you see all the shutters so they could keep people from looking in the windows.
Destroyed by fire in 1873.
Right, and that's the next slide.
Oh, there's a fire slide. Can we see the next slide, please? Ooh, that's a good fire picture.
Damn shame.
Wow, look at that photograph.
Right.
And then so now we are
Well,
located.
so then from there we moved to the Allen Block. Now the Allen Block is where Allen's department store is on
In
Main Street.
Leominster?
On Leominster, right, on the third floor. And I was up there a few years ago for a whole, never mind the reason, but up there, it was all really nice, done at high ceilings and all nice dark woodwork all around the windows and the door
Oh, that's
frames.
the one that there's offices in there now, and there's a central staircase, and there's kind of like skylights. Is that building?
It's got a great big hall of a room. And, you know, what's out on Main Street is a bunch of offices, the social service agency, right? And then, but behind it, there was a great big room, and I looked at that, and I says, that has got to have been the room. Okay, so if we go, fast forward another slide here. Oh, that's after the Allen building. We moved into the Columbia Hotel.
Oh, yes, the
And
Columbia
we were in the Columbia
Hotel.
Hotel for a few years. Yeah.
Also destroyed by fire.
Yeah, so I was lucky to get these pictures before the place burned down.
Yeah.
You know, I was there that night. I saw the flames and everything and all the fire alarms and the fire trucks everywhere, and I had to come down and see what was going on.
Yep.
Make sure it wasn't our lodge that was on fire.
Because your lodge is near here.
Yes,
oh,
yeah.
It's
It's on
in
West
the
Street.
Allen? Oh, it's on West Street?
It's on West Street, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do we have a picture of that? Is that
Well,
next?
keep going, keep going.
What's
Because we moved out of the Columbia block and over to this bank, and we were on the third floor over the bank. This is the
Oh,
Bank of
yeah, the
Boston
Bank
on the
of- the
corner of
Bank of
Mechanic
America
Street.
there?
Yeah, Bank of America. They've been through so many names over the years.
Yeah, right near Tim's Diner.
Yeah.
And but this isn't where you are now.
Nope.
That's where
In
you were.
1975, we had the opportunity to buy the building where we're at now, which I think may be the next slide. Oh, the next slide may actually be a line of officers. This is
Ooh,
in the
what's
old
this?
building, and you wouldn't know it.
1959.
You wouldn't know it except there's a steam radiator right here. So
Wow,
yeah, because
cool.
it's all the same. See, it's all the same furniture.
So this is the Bank of America building?
Yes, and this was in 1959.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What else we got? What's next?
Okay,
Ooh.
and in 1959 we had a 100-year anniversary, and this was the banquet held
Wow.
at City Hall in the
Oh,
big-
this is Leominster City Hall.
Yes.
Wow,
You see all
look at
the
that.
stuff taped down on the floor and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all. I mean, rows of what they had to be 200-300 people in there for dinner.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
That's a
something?
lot of people.
Yeah.
And who are the people that stand in the back? Those are the
Oh, those are
special
probably the dignitaries,
Masons?
the Grand Master, the Grand Lodge officers, the Master of the Lodge, and so forth, yeah. With a magnifying glass, we could pick out some of the people we know.
That's a really good photograph.
Yeah.
Very cool. And this is where you are
our
now?
current place. This is kind of an old picture, and you see it was
Oh yeah, I see
it was dithered. You see,
I see the
yep,
Masonic
our electric
logo.
sign. Yeah.
And so where is this located on West Street?
69 West Street.
69 West Street.
It's after the phone company and before the funeral homes.
Okay, that about places
Yeah,
then.
and so this was Dr. Wheeler's home and office.
Dr. Wheeler, who was a Mason?
I'm not sure he was a Mason, but he was
just used the
he was a
space.
physician that many people knew. Yeah.
allowed us to use the space.
Yeah.
We ended up purchasing from him.
And this, so after we bought his house and the lodge room was added on in the back, and so this was one of the first line of officers.
And so there's a lot that goes into setting up a lodge space. And so one of the reasons you had asked earlier, why would different groups share a lodge? So you have areas such as like Boston, where you have many lodges that share one building, right? So that's kind of an example of the lodge is the group, right? And the building's just where they have their meetings.
The temple.
The temple.
Masonic,
Masonic Hall.
Masonic
Yes.
Hall. Masonic Hall.
So,
Take your pick.
and at other times, you might have, just as they said, different meeting times where you can't have, it's more convenient for one group to meet in another.
Like in the morning or in the evening?
Yeah, or you might have, sometimes there's, I believe, at times if there's been like relocations, you can use other lodges. Like there's times where you may need that space, and you have that available for you. And you will notice, as he said, that if you're looking at pictures from way back and now, they will look very similar. You might not notice right away that there are different locations because the room that you'll see pictures of are generally set up the same way. See, we stick
Yeah,
to
it
the
also is
original
all the same
So
way
there's a
and
lot of
ritual.
tradition
Oh,
and history
absolutely.
in the lodge setup and in the ceremony
Thousands
and
of years
the
of traditions.
uniform.
Yeah.
Uniform.
Yeah.
Well, see, in most of our meetings we wear tuxedos, okay?
Okay.
But that's for the degrees and for the meetings and so forth. And
so the suits themselves are probably a little different than they may have been several hundred years ago, right? In that sense, but the rest of the process, if you will call it that, has maintained a lot of its roots from long ago, and so you have this kind of lifeline to ancient culture, right, where you're kind of tied in to your ancestors through a lot of these practices that we do that haven't changed and have had lots of effort and time has been put into
what,
maintaining.
200 years?
yeah, and
some
more,
say
yeah.
200
And the thing
years.
is that every Mason anywhere has been through these 3 degrees.
Yes.
These 3 ceremonies, okay?
What's the top degree?
3rd degree.
3rd degree.
Now, yeah, and you say, well, what about 32nd degree and these sort of things you've heard about, right? Well, after what we call the Blue Lodge in the 3rd degree, okay, there are other bodies that you can join that confer more degrees beyond that. One's called the Royal Arch Chapter, okay? Another one is called the
Scotch Rite.
the Scottish Rite, that's right. And the Scottish Rite starts at 4th degree, and they work up to 32nd degree, okay? Where then you're considered, what, a Knight Templar or something like that. And then the highest honor they can confer is the 33rd degree.
That's the highest honor a Mason can confer
Well, the
Or-
highest,
In
the
Scottish
highest honor in Scottish Rite,
in Scottish Rite.
right, okay. And then there's one more, the Shrine. A lot of people don't realize, and you see the ads all on the TV with those 2 boys, that suffer from basically the same problem with their bones. And one's older than the other, Caleb, and what's the other's?
I'm not.
I don't know. But a lot of people don't realize that to be a Shriner, you have to be a Freemason. You have to be a 3rd degree Mason.
And the
Join the Shrine.
Shriners are a volunteer,
huge
do a lot
charity.
of volunteer work, and they have the hospital.
Correct.
The
Hospitals,
that's
not
their
just
primary
one.
focus.
They're all
Hospitals.
over the country.
All
That's
over
their
the
primary
There's
focus.
orthopedic hospitals, there's the burn
it's
center.
a pediatric focus, Shriners?
It's basically tailored towards pediatrics. That's their main focus, is that they want to provide aid and assistance to. Every Freemason organization has their own dedicated organization they try to focus on. For us, the Blue Lodge, for the first or third degrees, we've got different organizations, usually in your local community, that what you're focused on. Where the Shriners, as is a larger community, they would go across state boundaries if need be to help out.
So you're a Blue Lodge.
Yes.
That's
correct.
your degree?
First or third degree will be your Blue Lodge.
Okay.
So Aurora would have a Blue Lodge. C.W. Moore would as well.
And
Right.
what's the Leominster Lodge called?
Wilder.
Wilder.
So you, four of you are from the Wilder Lodge?
Yes.
Yes.
The Fords from
Yes,
Wilder
now
Lodge.
Greg is right now the master of the Wilder Lodge.
Greg is
he
master
the
of Wilder
presiding
Lodge.
officer.
The master of the Wilder Lodge, the presiding officer.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But we don't put the on, it's just Wilder.
Oh, Wilder Lodge.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's Charles W. Moore Lodge and Aurora Lodge, not
Right,
the.
right. And then there's also,
And there
there's
are
3
others.
others in our district. There's Hope Lodge in Gardner.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yep. St. Paul Lodge that also meets in Gardner on another night.
Okay.
Okay. And they, by the way, are one of those Paul Revere lodges.
Paul Revere Lodge.
Did I not go through that? Okay, in 1795 through 1798, Paul Revere himself was the Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts.
Really?
And during that time, he chartered a whole bunch of lodges, some of which still exist today.
So that's,
One was
the
in
St.
Ashby.
Paul is a Paul Revere Lodge.
Beg your pardon?
The St. Paul.
St. Paul Lodge.
Is a Paul Revere Lodge.
Right. Correct.
And there's a few Paul Revere lodges,
Right, but they're not called Paul Revere Lodge.
but that's what
They're
it
lodges.
is.
Right,
started
like for instance,
from, yes.
Provincetown, King Hiram's Lodge has a Paul Revere charter, so it's known as a Paul Revere Lodge,
Okay.
but the name is King Hiram's.
And the Wilder Lodge is a Blue Lodge.
It's a
Yes.
Blue Lodge, yes, but it was chartered much later, you know, in 1860, yes,
Yeah,
1860.
around that time.
So the kind of the what we see in the community from the Masonic Lodge in general, right? The Freemasons in general is a lot of volunteer work. That's what I see when I see Freemasons.
Correct. Our lodge tends to give around Christmas time to a few food pantries in the Leominster, Lunenburg area. Other lodges choose to do other charitable work as well. They get involved with the community. It's a great way for men to come together, get united, and do something in the community that's really positive to help.
And it serves as a pretty nice bridge between the generations. You know, I mean,
You have a lot of younger
people, older people. I mean,
Freemasons.
look at this slide here. Some of these people, this guy and this guy, they were master, one after the other in 1953, the year I was born.
Aha.
To know somebody who was, the master the year I was born, and he was a great guy, Russ was, and so was Joe. A lot of the guys who are in this picture are now, passed on to the Celestial Lodge above, as we say,
The Celestial
Yeah.
Lodge above.
and we miss them terribly, but
Yeah, so it definitely, when I joined, I met a lot of great guys. And I find living in Fitchburg, most of my life, growing up, you've seen the city go through a lot of changes, you've seen a lot of positive things happening. And I noticed, younger, I was out and I was more of a partier and out and socializing, and I had, people all over the place to talk to. And as I got older and got into the more family life, I just found that, I'm more of a homebody. I'm a little more of a cynic. I trust people a little less. I have kids that I care about now, right? And so trying to find interesting people to hang out with who are, not like-minded people, because we don't all need to have like minds, but who are all well-intentioned people.
That'd be a boring discussion if we all agreed on
Right,
everything.
absolutely. Just people though who have good intentions or intention to live good lives and be respectful and so that kind of stuff coming in. I met a lot of great guys, and now that I'm here, one of the things that's amazing to see is I have the lodge, and this group of gentlemen is kind of a vehicle to do good works. And whether that good work is just coming in and being a good gentleman and having a card night where we all sit around and have great conversation and, we talk about our struggles and our family life, and it's somewhere where I can, get away from the kids and the struggles of the wife and 2 wonderful daughters, and have a little camaraderie. And then come Christmas time, we'll be helping some other people out. Or if a brother passes, we might be doing something for his family. So finding those bonds are hard in today's world of social networking and all that. And
I'm wondering if we talk briefly just about if someone's interested in becoming a Mason, how they might pursue
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, that was going to be that's a perfect segue, because I was going to say, so how did you become a Mason, Mark? And so yes, Greg, why don't you tell us
Sure.
how, if people are watching and they're interested in Freemasonry, how does one become a Mason?
Sure. I would say first, if I could just say, you don't have to join a lodge that's in your town. I live in Leominster. I joined the lodge in Leominster, but I could have joined one in another town if I wished. The best thing I would say to do is find out what lodge might be close to you. You could start there. There's also, you could Google the website for the Grand Lodge of Massachusetts and find out more information about Masonry.
So in the Grand Lodge of Massachusetts, there's like a list of all the lodges.
Right, eventually you get to that. But you know, you need to be a man above age 18, a belief in deity, a belief in God, or a supreme being. You have to do it of your own free will. You know, you can't be coerced into doing it. The best thing to do, I would say, is just get in contact possibly first with your local lodge, or if you know of a lodge in another town. Facebook pages, actually go and visit the lodge. We have open houses every year. Our last open house was in October, just a few weeks ago.
And where do you advertise the open lodges?
Facebook.
Facebook.
So it's not just our lodge, but Aurora, C.W. Moore in
Right, Grand Lodge
Fitchburg.
tends to buy some radio time and say, you know, I don't know if you've seen the "Is There Greatness in You" with the Ben Franklin thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of trying to get people interested in it, you know. And you know, there is a very rich tradition. I mean, think of all the famous people who have been Freemasons. You know, George Washington, Ben Franklin, Andrew Jackson,
Paul Revere.
Paul Revere, absolutely.
Yeah, started
Presidents,
17
Harry
lodges. Can you
Truman,
imagine? Everything you know about Paul Revere started 17 lodges, and one of them was in Ashby. You'd never know that, right?
What about Ashby?
In Ashby.
Was in
One of them
Ashby,
was,
yeah.
that
Oh,
yeah,
no
it used to be.
longer?
Not anymore.
No,
Not anymore.
because sometimes lodges fizzle for one reason or another. Yeah.
Now, do the lodges collaborate and communicate with each other?
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
See, we are what we talked about the other lodges. We didn't mention the last one, Artisan Lodge in
Artisan
Winchendon,
in Winchendon,
almost New Hampshire.
Yes.
Yeah, way out on Route 12, and they're a very nice group of and have a very nice little building, and we like going to visit them.
Yeah. Yeah. We often, you know, throughout the week and throughout the month, we'll find ourselves at different events at different lodges for one event or another event.
And then there's the Lodge of Instruction every month that we have it's a district meeting where all the lodge officers are supposed to meet. So there ought to
Okay,
be.
there's a district. You have the district.
Yeah.
And then you have district meetings.
Right,
Yeah, so
because
they'll-
all the lodges are part of the Grand Lodge of Massachusetts, and then the lodges are clustered into districts. So we're the 22nd district, and the 21st district is the outer Cape Cod, and the 20th district is the lower Cape.
Okay.
I don't know how they skipped from there to, you know,
Yeah.
because the district next to us is the 14th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're renumbered at some point.
A few years
yeah,
ago.
they renumbered
Yeah.
it some years back.
Is it in order of when they were founded?
No,
Or?
no. It's a geographical thing.
right.
Okay.
So here's a more recent picture.
And this is the Leominster
Yeah.
Wilder Lodge.
Right, now
Yes.
this is a few years ago, we were doing a recyclable event.
Oh, yeah.
And we were taking in all
Like
kinds of things.
styrofoam?
No, more like washers and dryers and TV
electronics.
sets and all
Oh,
kinds of
yeah,
electronics.
nice.
And it was a great fundraiser until every other church and school and so forth caught on and had their own, and all of a sudden the supply dried up. But it was a great service for the community because of all these people sitting on appliances. I mean, the things we took in.
Now, you know, fundraiser, and you know, running a facility like this must not be inexpensive. Does it cost? What's the cost to become a Mason, or how do you fundraise in order to pay for your facilities?
It varies from year to year, but it's a very small cost for the amount of charity that it's actually able to help and endorse. It's really a drop in the bucket compared to what some organizations try to charge for fundraisings and annually.
And the dues could vary lodge to lodge as well.
That's right. You know, and, you know, like, because I belong to two lodges. I belong to Wilder, but I also belong to that lodge out on Cape Cod. at the,
Oh,
in
the
Provincetown.
Provincetown-
King Hiram's.
King Hiram.
King Hiram's, yes. And so I pay Wilder dues plus Grand Lodge dues to Wilder, and so for King Hiram's, I only pay the amount that's just their portion of it.
So there's
So I only pay Grand Lodge
the
dues
district
once.
dues and the lodge dues.
Grand Lodge dues
The,
and
the
local
Grand
lodge dues.
Lodge dues and the local lodge dues.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. And it's not that much when you consider what it would cost to belong to a country club. You know, a place where you have to dine, or you pay for it anyway, and these kind of things. You know.
And every quarter comes and you're like, oh, I gotta eat some.
Yeah, I gotta go eat
I
some
gotta eat
steaks or
some food
something.
from the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I know that I think it's the Charles Moore Lodge that does the Child Safety Day at Fitchburg
Oh,
Fire
yeah.
Department.
Mm-hmm.
And you used to do a recycling event. What other events does the Wilder Lodge put on?
Yeah, you know that child ID event, what they call it, chip event, right?
Chip,
Yep,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Yep.
that is a very valuable thing to have, you know, because you just never know, kids. And,
You don't
and-
expect
Clear-
your child to
inside,
ever be missing.
Right.
So you don't think to, keep an updated photo or,
Right, but
the
not only did I work a couple of those, but I brought my daughter to it and had all that done. And of course, they give the whole package to the parent. None of this goes to the government.
Right.
And they give it to the parent, all in the bag. I put it in my safe. It's still there, and she's over 25.
I was
now.
like, the chip acronym is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the fellows at C.W. Moore are getting together with Clear Path for Veterans out of Devon's and doing a breakfast for them early
I
next
saw
month.
the Veterans, I don't know, is it Veterans Day or is that Saturday?
It's a Saturday. It's not actually the actual Veterans Day,
Yeah.
but it's on a Saturday. So sometimes we'll get together with other lodges to support them as well, so, and what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, that's a good organization, Clear Path for Veterans, and they've done this free breakfast for veterans and their family for many years, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Regularly do it. It's a great organization.
It is.
They have a good kitchen, too.
They do. They do.
Yeah,
Just
so
At
that's something
the
we're-
Charles Moore,
Yeah, in the Fitchburg Lodge,
Yes.
there is a very good kitchen.
Right, so it's,
Fitchburg Masonic Temple,
the
yes.
Fitchburg Masonic Temple.
right.
So yeah, we're currently looking at upgrading our kitchen because we have the space, and something we'd love to be doing is hosting charity events at the building that we're at. We have lots of space. We have space out back. We have space to dine in, and we can host a pretty good group. So one of the things we're looking at this year is getting that kitchen renovated, because one of the things that's lacking is just with the space being dated, it is difficult to have events at times. So we're definitely looking to move forward in that direction and get more happening.
Yeah, when you have a commercial kitchen now, you can
Yeah.
rent your facility out to different other functions. Is that a thing? Can you rent your lodge, your temple, your Masonic hall to other facilities in order to fundraise more money?
Yeah, we
Yes.
do
Well,
share
We
the
kind
space.
of already do,
Yeah.
but,
Yes, absolutely.
You've heard of the Odd Fellows, the International Order of Odd Fellows.
Is that a Mason thing?
It's kind of an offshoot, okay? Because long ago, there were lodges that were all doctors, and lodges that were all lawyers, and lodges that were all this or that or the other thing.
So you have the Odd
And then there were the
Fellows.
Odd Fellows that didn't fit into any of those, and they formed, and it kind of became their own Grand Lodge.
So
and
they'll
everything.
meet at Wilder.
They'll meet at our building, yeah, in one room or another. There's not
What's
a
the
lot
name of your building? There's the
It's
Wilder
just
Lodge that's at
Leominster Masonic.
the
Hall,
Leominster
yeah.
Masonic
Or
Hall?
Masonic building, yeah.
All right. Okay. So in the last 30 seconds we have together, is there anything else you'd like to make sure that to add that we didn't get to?
Well, I would encourage any young man or an older man, if you're interested, come check us out. Get on the web, look up the Grand Lodge in Boston, look up Wilder Lodge on Facebook. Check out any of the lodges in Fitchburg, Leominster, Gardner, or Winchendon, and we'd be happy to talk with you. I would say it's a fun place to be. We get to do a lot of good work in the community and build each other up and have friends that we never would have met before if it weren't for Masonry.
I find you meet the best people. The best people are the volunteer people. These are the people you want to be your friends.
Yeah.
And so that sounds like a good networking opportunity to meet new people and meet good people.
Yeah, it sure is. Pre-screened.
All right, well, thank you so much, everyone from the Wilder Lodge in Leominster, for coming on and telling us a little bit about Freemasonry and the history in our area. And thank you for watching at home, discussing Fitchburg Now. We'll see you next time.